Hey Patty, it's great to be outside and visit with friends, even if we're social distancing. We are at Stewie and Mabel's place, and I'm again with Cassandra Foxx of A Fox in the Garden, and we kind of like hanging out here.
We do.
But Stewie and Mabel are pets, and so this is a good time to talk about things like, for instance, questions that we get about weed killers in the landscape.
Yes, ma'am. Most of the time you need to do your research before you apply any weed killer to your yard, regardless of whether or not you have pets. Also to keep things like honeybees, which Patty also has on her property, and the beneficial insects that live in our little ecosystems in our yard. You need to do your research first. Most commercial pesticides or herbicides are going to affect those creatures and your pets, especially before they're dry. There are a few natural solutions that we can talk about.
Sure.
Some people like to use a mixture of vinegar and just regular table salt and a couple of drops of dish soap. That works, and once it dries, it's completely safe for bees, for butterflies, for your pets. Shouldn't bother them at all. It will change the ecosystem of your soil, so you won't be able to plant anything. It will kill off the little microorganisms that live in there and things like that, but it is pet friendly. So, but honestly, the safest option is just to pull the weeds the old-fashioned way. That's going to be your safest bet.
We also have questions about mulch. Now, there are several different kinds of mulch. There's like plain old wood chips, but most people prefer dyed mulch, and then there are questions too about cocoa mulch and dogs.
Yes, so natural mulch is always the best route to go because it is literally just wood chips. If you're going with a dyed mulch option, you should be safe. However, most companies you can contact directly and they'll be able to tell you whether or not it's pet friendly. Cocoa mulch or any mulch that's been dyed with cocoa, you want to stay away from if you have dogs because it is essentially chocolate to them, and they are going to try to eat it most of the time because it smells good to them, it tastes good to them, but it will make them sick just like chocolate will.
I get a lot of fungus when I get mulch, so toadstools and things like that. Do I need to worry about my dogs eating fungus in the grass or in the mulch, or what happens with that?
So the North American Mycological Society will tell you 99% of mushrooms and toadstools and fungus harmless to dogs. They're probably not even going to be interested in it, but there is 1% of mushrooms that can make your dog sick. One of the more common ones is the fly agaric mushroom, which is the typical like white stem, red cap, white dots, like what you see storybook cartoon mushroom. They do grow in North America. Those will make your dog sick. And then some of the little brown gilled mushrooms that you see pop up in your yard, it's kind of hit or miss. Some of them will make your dog sick, some of them won't. So I say just better safe than sorry. Pull them up, throw them away.
And then finally, one thing that is of great concern to a lot of people that you may not think about is your pets and poison ivy in your landscape.
Yeah.
Because even if you're avoiding it, they can bring it to you.
They absolutely can. Most cats and dogs don't personally contract poison ivy. Their fur acts as a barrier, but their fur will carry the oil to you. It is more common than people realize.
Those are things that you don't want the cat or the dog to bring into the house. You know why I like to come to Stewie and Mabel's, right?
Why is that?
Because the service is excellent.
Oh, I aim to please, and Adam Dunn, photojournalist, is here as well, so we're celebrating, and we say thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Shannon Cagle, who is...
I'm the weekend gardener for Great Day TV with Patty Spittler. Cheers.
Cheers.